Hi. Well, this is part 3 of my 3-part glamorization of eating disorders, I guess segments. You'll have to excuse me, I haven't made a video in a while, and I had all my videos planned out as to what I was going to talk about, and it's been a while, so I'm probably going to spit and sputter through all of it, but the last thing that I did want to mention as far as the ways that eating disorders are glamorized would be in movies. A lot of times you will hear people say that the thing that got them started with their eating disorder behaviors is like a movie. They watch The Best Little Girl in the World, or Dying to Be Perfect, or there's a whole barrage of made-for-TV movies, some commercial movies that deal with eating disorders, and I think that that's a big problem with our glamorization, is that you have these movies and they're seemingly about all the horrors of having an eating disorder, but they don't really show eating disorders in their entirety. And I mean, I can give you the layout of what an eating disorder movie is if you've never seen one. Usually there's a girl. She's very attractive. Her parents don't understand her, or somebody doesn't understand her. The boy she likes doesn't like her, or whatever. She's probably a ballerina or a gymnast, maybe. A lot of times they throw that in the mix. She does well in school. You want to be her, and all of a sudden she just decides like she wants to lose some weight. And so she starts to lose some weight, and they do a montage, and she's running on the bike and doing jumping jacks and throwing away some food, and it's usually with some dramatic music. And then, well, she's too skinny. She has some sort of medical catastrophe, puts her in the hospital, and it will end with her eating some soup and being like, oh, it's going to be a long road to recovery, but I'm going to do it. And that's generally it. What they don't show is pretty much all of an eating disorder. I mean, they're taking what people go through over the course of years and decades, and they're smushing it into about a nice little, like, 30 minutes, including commercials sometimes, you know. I think that, you know, I don't really know what people are thinking when they're making these movies. You know, obviously, people are going to watch it, because, I mean, I know I do. If I see, like, there's going to be a movie on about eating disorders, I'm like, oh man, tape this. But, I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish. If it's spreading awareness about how bad eating disorders are, they pretty much, for the most part, I'm trying to think of even one that I've seen that's done an okay job with it, and I just can't. But I think, and here's the problem with it, I think that it not only triggers people that already have this eating disorders, but it encourages other people too. Because the one thing that always seems to happen is the gorgeous actress they have starring, she always looks the same, but maybe with like some under eye circles, and that's it. Like, she always looks good, and she's always pretty, and yeah, she might be a little bit more irritable. Her dialogue might be a little bit more irritable, but she's still, her life usually still seems pretty manageable, and it's so glamorous. I don't know. I guess, you know, and here's the part where I have to, you know, offer a solution to that problem, I feel. My solution would be to show what a real eating disorder is like. And this is something that they won't do. They will never show what an eating disorder is like. And I will tell you, okay, if you have an addiction, you are doing disgusting things. I don't care what it is. And I'm not trying to cut anyone down for whatever behaviors that they do that, I don't know. But you're doing really, really gross things, probably. And, I mean, this spans whether you're a drug addict, whether you're whatever. You're doing things that are going to make people go, ew, gross, sick. I've told people, like, little bits of things that I've done that are socially unacceptable things to do. And I've gotten a lot of, like, cringes and gross. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I puke in Tupperware containers and store them in a box until I can get rid of them. Yeah, that's disgusting. Like, I know that, but in my head, I'm not, like, thinking, oh, man, that's really sick. I can't believe I just told people that, but whatever. I mean, it's sick, but Lifetime doesn't want that shit on their airwaves. People don't want to see that. People want to see a skinny girl on a bike, getting too much exercise. They don't want to see the nasty crap that is going on if you have an eating disorder. And I think that if they showed that more, if they showed all these disgusting things, like, okay, drug addicts, same thing. Sorry, jumping topics, but, like, just an example. When I was in rehab, I was sometimes in rehab with people that had drug addictions, and they would keep the new drug addicts oftentimes away from the rest of the drug addicts because sometimes they would vomit, and sometimes that vomit contained residue of the drug of choice, and sometimes, you get the picture. Gross stuff's going on if you have an addiction, and you're willing to do anything. And I think that if movies and television shows showed that, I think that it would be a little less glamorized. And probably have been rambling on for a really long time, so I'm just gonna cut it out right now, and I'll probably make a video sooner or later. And I hope everyone has a good night.